Hello and welcome to Winol Sports. I'm Lily Gage. The men's university football team is unbeaten this year, but it looked like their fantastic run was going to end on Wednesday. The drama went right to the final kick of the game as Izzy Poole finds out ball.
Winchester University's men's football team played Exeter in a crucial game at home on Wednesday. Having not lost a game in a year, the stakes were high for the second team. During the first half, Winchester received a red card, leaving them one man down before the end of the first half. Exeter managed to score, making it 1-0. The second half started and the morale was low for Winchester. Exeter scored their second goal from a penalty and it wasn't looking good for the home team. Winchester scored a header and the hope was restored amongst the team. The final goal was scored by a penalty, tying the game up at full time.
Like two scrappy goals, but it was like one of our worst performances of the season so far. But we did well to come back and make it 2-2, and we can't complain with that really. So, like 10 men especially. So, I'm happy with the result, with the regarding the performance. But yeah, it was pretty rubbish today. So,
after a battle of a game, the second team come away with a draw. Slightly disheartened by the result, but as the new year approaches, it will be interesting to see if the second team can win the league for the second year in a row. Izzy Poole, Winchester News Online.
Here with a roundup of some of our local team results is George Busby.
A weekend of football is over once again, and some of our local teams have had some incredibly exciting games this past weekend. Unfortunately, our very own Winchester City FC had their game postponed due to heavy rainfall the night before. The game against Didcot Town will be rescheduled in due course. Next, we move to Southampton, who were away to Watford. Che Adams gave them the lead before Watford's Reece Healey scored a last-gasp equaliser in the 96th minute. Disappointing for the Saints, who feel they should have come away with all 3 points. Aldershot and Eastleigh played their intense FA Trophy match in which Aldershot progressed through on penalties. This was after the shots came from 2 down against 10 men to drag the game to penalties after full time. Corey Panther and Nigel Asangana missed penalties as Aldershot took full advantage and won the shootout. Finally, a top-of-the-table battle on the south coast as first-place Portsmouth took on second-place Bolton. Portsmouth's 2-0 emphatic win leaves them 6 points clear at the top of the League One table.
The recent bad weather has meant the postponement of many local fixtures because of waterlogged pitches. This has been disappointing for fans but can also be costly for clubs, as Taylor Greer explains.
For the last few weeks, the non-league pyramid has been heavily affected by the postponements due to the weather, which has seen many games called off. But how does this affect the clubs involved?
Fixture pile-up is a problem because what happens is at the back end of the busy season, you end up playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday sometimes, and you'll lose points. You'll be fatigued, you won't have the selection, and generally it won't be good moving forward. So for us to be able to play on 4G is great, but it comes at a cost. It's £140 for the pitch today, just to play a game of football. And this is a club that doesn't generate any income.
Infinity, who are Southampton-based side, currently playing Chichester, about to make a last-minute switch to Eastleigh as Siddlesham, the home ground, was waterlogged.
I'm a big believer, listen, football's on, you travel. It doesn't bother me at all. And we've got lads who are round the corner from Eastleigh. It's probably quite a better fit for most of our players because, believe it or not, Infinity are a Southampton-based side. Our home now is PO and we love our home, but we've actually got a mixed bag. I think there's a lot more Pompey-based players there.
On to Saturday's fixture, Infinity took on Moneyfield Reserves in the Hampshire Premier League. A header from Matt Burt gave Infinity the lead at half-time. League top goalscorer Harry Osman continued his goal-scoring form with his early strike in the second half. Burt got his second of the game, with this time a little flick on from the corner, as a late strike from Lincoln Pepple found the bottom corner. Rich Bassey's side climbed to the top of the table, 3 points clear of fellow Southampton-based side, Loxheath.
Tough game, small pitch. I think we played the conditions well. I think the midfield done very well. It was a hard game. Like I say, couldn't get the wide men involved because of the pitch, but 3 points, clean sheet, so good day at the office.
If we just worry about ourselves and 3 points every week, it doesn't matter about what other clubs do every Saturday. And that's the mentality we're starting to have now, that no matter what, we got to get 3 points.
That win on Saturday sees Infinity top of the Hampshire Premier League and are clear favourites to gain promotion into the Wessex League. Taylor James, Winchester News Online.
We've been following Charlotte Longden's bobsleigh journey over the last couple of months. The last time we caught up with her, she had the world at her feet as she headed out to Latvia and Norway for her pre-season training. However, her journey has taken a disappointing turn, as I found out. This was going to be the season that was going to help boost Charlotte's Olympic dream. But unfortunately, due to the World Anti-Doping Agency's rules regarding stimulated medication to treat ADHD, Charlotte has had to pull out of the upcoming competitions. Charlotte posted on Instagram the following update.
I am gutted to say that Bob Team Longden will not be competing for the next few races. This comes as a result of multiple things, but the most important being injuries within the team and severe and untreated ADHD.
Despite this disappointing announcement, Charlotte did have a somewhat successful pre-season training.
It was really great to get back on ice again, especially after the summer, after all the hard work I put into my physical training and also getting the funding in place. And sort of through my crowdfunding, it's really great to be able to get out there and get back on the track and spend such a long time out there. I've not been on a full sort of season yet, so this is the longest time I've been out there.
With lows of minus 20 degrees Celsius, it must have been hard to adjust to the temperatures of Latvia and Norway.
Heading over to Norway, it was about minus 21 degrees and didn't really rise above minus 14 for most of the time that we were there, so that was a very, very different change in temperature. I think it was easy to adjust to it because we've got some brilliant coats that we got which keep you very, very warm, which is very good.
And after all the training and funding, it must have been so disappointing to pull out last minute.
Yes, I was gutted when I had to pull out of the races. I mean, I think it would be weird if I wasn't. I don't think it would be quite right. I mean, obviously, would love to have competed at the following races.
Now that she's back in the UK, Charlotte will be working with the top sports psychologists and medical schemes to get back on the track as soon as possible. The Winchester University haven't got a women's cricket team, but that hasn't stopped Lauren Turner from pursuing her dream. And as the saying goes, if you can't beat them, then join them. And that's exactly what she has done, as Joel Marriott explains.
With the growth of women cricket in 2023, thanks to the Women's 100 competition and the Women's Ashes, it's looking positive for the future of women's cricket. However, this isn't the case in University of Winchester. There isn't a women's team, but that hasn't stopped Lauren Turner from playing the sport she loves. Instead of not playing at all, she joined the men's cricket team and competes with them instead.
So I chose to play the men's because I've played like boys club since I was like 9, and then I progressed into men's. So I thought, like, if I've done it at home, then I think there's not much different to me playing it at uni. And I mean, like, just playing the men, it's not much different. I actually prefer it than playing the women's because it's just a bit of diversity, it's a bit of fun. They all just are really welcoming, they help me out. They don't really see me as a woman, they kind of involve me one of the men. So it's quite nice, and I was just hoping it'd be the same coming to uni, and actually it has been, to be fair. So, yeah.
In 2023, women's cricket has seen a massive boost in popularity, whether that's people attending matches or women getting involved in playing. With there now being 105 full-time international players and matches themselves enjoying a 140% increase in attendance, we can see the numbers associated with women's cricket in 2023 have gone in a positive direction.
So we had Lauren join the team about at the beginning of last year, straight away, came in with a lovely attitude and was always really positive at training and took that all the way through. And when we played with outdoors, she added a lot of value to the team. She's a great bowler, and yeah, it was beneficial to have her. She has lots of experience and a great attitude. She's a real good team player.
With Lauren leading the charge for the growth of women's cricket at the University of Winchester, hopefully it won't be too long before others follow in her footsteps. Joel Marriott, Winchester News Online.
Boxing used to be on the ropes, but now it's bouncing back. More and more people have been putting on the gloves. So could it be the knockout sport for you? Guy Nicklinson went to Winchester Boxing Club to enter the ring.
Boxing has been growing in popularity in the UK, with approximately 600,000 people participating in 2022, an increase of 100,000 on the previous year. The current rate of growth will bring numbers back up to where they were pre-pandemic in the next 2 years. So why is Winchester Boxing Club starting to punch above its weight?
It's brilliant for kids, you know, we populate for kids, for adults, for young adults with vulnerabilities, disabilities, we cater for everyone. The great thing about our community is that nobody, everyone is treated the same, everyone's treated equal. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you're about, every walk of life, everyone's welcome, everyone treats everyone the same with respect. And also, unlike a lot of gyms, we open specifically for times when there's teacher strikes, summer holidays, and the kids can come in where it's very affordable, and they can come in and exercise as well as keeping them off the streets.
It's fantastic for fitness. According to Sport England, working out on a heavy punch bag can burn between 350 and 550 calories per hour, and an hour of boxing in a ring can burn around 750 calories.
The club is like a community in itself. Everyone here is super lovely, the coaches are amazing, and it's all inclusive, right? So any ability, any age, everybody's welcome here.
The easiest way to get involved is to seek out your local club. They will be able to teach you the basics in a safe, controlled environment, whether you prefer non-contact fitness or are keen to step into the ring. There are multiple ways to train depending on your ambitions. Sociable group training sessions where you can exercise and have a laugh with friends, or specialist one-to-one coaching. Clearly an environment where anyone and everyone is welcome to get on their toes, throw some punches, and feel much happier and healthier for it. Guy Nicklinson, Winchester News Online.
And on the tennis front, the university men's team were without their top-seeded player Chris Bundu for their last fixture of the semester. Ryan Donnelly went to see how they got on without their number one player.
The Winchester men's tennis team played their final game at home this term against Bournemouth, and it wasn't the best way to go into the Christmas break. However, there were some positives to take away from the game. Throughout the match, all four players gave the opposition a hard time and never backed down, even when the game looked over. Chris Bundu will hopefully have a positive impact on the team when he returns in January with a very tough fixture against Plymouth, which could be a crucial game in deciding where the men's team finish at the end of the season. Every player performed with a high level of passion and determination to try and defeat the away side, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get the result that they needed. But at the end of the day, the most important aspect is that the team stick together and don't drop their heads, as there is still a chance that they might finish in a strong position at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team worked really hard today to play against a team that's like second in the league, so it's a tough game coming into it. I think everyone did try hard, and the division's gotten a lot more competitive, I would say, this year, especially with Bournemouth really raising their level this year. And I would say like the main goal for this year is probably just to beat Southampton thirds, who are like the main thing for like battle at the bottom. But like it's just working towards that, but I think we'll be able to achieve that by the end of this season.
The Winchester men's tennis team played Bournemouth today and were unlucky to come away with no points. They'll have to bounce back after the Christmas break with a spring in their step to fight for a high position in the table. Ryan Donnelly, Winchester Online.
That's all the sports for this week and this semester. Have a Merry Christmas and we'll see you next year.